On today's show, Sarah Callender from Main Street, Murfreesboro, is stopping by to chat about the Don't Miss events downtown coming up this spring and summer. James Irby with Sensory Space will share how their unique program is helping children with special needs. And get ready to meet our Pet of the Week from Purple Paws. There's not a snowball's chance that you won't love this cool critter. So grab a donut and a drink, kick back. Good Morning Murfreesboro for Friday, March 14th, 2025 begins now.
Good morning, Murfreesboro. I'm Lance Chandler.
And I'm Rachel Albertson. Welcome to another episode of Good Morning Murfreesboro, where we talk about what makes Murfreesboro shine.
Yeah, and it's been a shiny week this week. Got a little bad weather coming this weekend, it seems like. But, you know, it's been a shiny week. It's been beautiful. It's been spring, it feels like. We're so close.
It's a false spring. It's a false spring.
I don't know. What spring is coming up. It's right around the corner.
It is.
But, you know, the Bradford pears are blooming, which means... For
allergies.
me, I get to suffer for a few weeks because my allergies are so bad.
Me too.
Yeah, I was blessed with a snotty nose.
So the time change happened last weekend, and that's been brutal for me. It's tied with allergies, having to get up an hour early.
I know, it has been really, really rough.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's one of those things that I'm here for it. I like the extra daylight at the end of the day. I like the extra sunshine.
I'll acclimate, but right now it's hard enough for me to get here on time, or Rachel time. An hour earlier made it a little worse for me.
It is hard to spring forward.
Yeah.
It's easier to fall back because you gain an hour, but losing an hour is tough. You know, it's not great at all.
Yeah. With spring comes
bugs.
Bugs, lots of bugs.
Lots of bugs, tons of bugs. And you know what I heard? I heard we're getting cicadas again.
They say that every year. Last year was bad though.
I heard we're getting like the double, like the one that comes like every 17 years. But we had cicadas last year and it felt pretty bad.
My dog ate so many of them. They were like little Scooby snacks when she went outside.
Wow, I don't think that's healthy.
Well, I would have to limit her because the exoskeletons don't digest. I know the things that I know.
I don't think my dogs ate them ever at all.
Really?
No.
They're popular with dogs.
Really?
And there's a lot of protein in them, but like I said, they can't eat too much because the exoskeleton doesn't digest, or the wings.
They came through on our trees. We have a few trees in our front yard and did a little scratch thing down them, so I had to trim them back this year because they were all, cut up from all the cicadas. So I just had to trim them off so they didn't get hurt. So yeah, it's just one of those things. But,
the year of 1 trillion cicadas, according to the Farmer's Almanac.
And you know what? The Farmer's Almanac's pretty accurate always. So let's hope it's wrong this year.
So if you are new to Murfreesboro, this is our gift.
Yeah. Welcome to Cicadaville. You'll need to put a screen over your garage door to keep them out.
Yes. Well, how's traffic?
Well, you know what? I almost made it a whole week unscathed until just yesterday.
What happened yesterday?
Let me tell you. So I was turning my office just off the square in Murfreesboro. I grew up in Woodbury.
Where do we live?
Murfreesboro. Went way back in my childhood there.
Yes, you did.
And my office is just off the square in Murfreesboro, and I'm turning right onto Broad Street, and where the overpass goes for Old Fort Parkway Memorial, right?
Birchie McBurge face?
Yeah, there's 3 lanes right there. So I'm in the far left lane, the turning lane's next to me. There's a white SUV in this lane. They decide they're just gonna get into the turning lane from the middle lane in front of me as slow as possible, no blinker. Like I'm coming down, full speed, and they're just like...
Taking their time?
All the way over.
I mean, it is. Was it a Sunday? Because it could have been a Sunday
Well, here's
drive.
the worst part. They get to the turning lane that they're trying to, get to. That's their destination, clearly. Right when they get where their wheel crosses over, they just stop. Completely. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Blinkers, guys, blinkers. I say it every week. Blinkers, and sense of urgency. And don't move from one lane all the way across either. We're going to have Travis go. I'm going to get me a board up here. I'm going to draw diagrams on how to do it. Come on.
This is how you properly change lanes.
It burns me up. My wife just hates riding with me because I'm like, why are you doing this to me?
Well, we're going to segue with that right into jokes. What kind of jokes do you have?
I have a joke this week.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Okay.
All right. Why did the duck fall on the sidewalk?
Why did the duck fall on the sidewalk?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Tripped over a quack.
Oh my goodness. That was good. I thought you were going to say because it was quackers, but.
No, he tripped over a
Ate
quack.
too many quackers. Drunk on quackers.
Well, we have our national days this week we got to talk about. And this week we have Down Syndrome Awareness Week.
Okay, that's serious.
It is serious.
It is, yes.
It is serious.
It is. March 14th, which is Pie Day, which we talked about recently.
That was the actual Eat the Pie Day. This is the Math Pie Day. But you know what? Every day is good for pie. So.
Well, and a lot of pizza places have specials on Pie Day.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And to go along with your pizza, National Potato Chip Day.
I love some potato chip. I'm a snacker, as you can tell, guys. And then on Monday, the 17th, is Campfire Girls Day. This name was changed from Campfire Boys and Girls in 1975, so the Campfire Girls Day.
Interesting.
I know, fun facts.
I know, we're full of them. And then St. Patrick's Day.
I love St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, there's so many cool events and green beer. And are you gonna doubling down on your St. Patrick's Day celebration?
Hey, I do love a good St. Patrick's Day celebration. And doubling down. I do love a good St. Patrick's Day celebration, and like it's a fun time of year. And I don't know if I have any Irish blood in me, but I feel like I do, especially on that day.
The 18th is National Ag Day.
Oh, awesome! My father-in-law will love that. He is a farmer, so that is his favorite day of the year,
Yes.
I am sure. And then on the 20th, what we were just talking about, first day of spring. It is finally here.
Yes.
It felt like winter was forever long, wet and cold, and now we're warming up, and I'm ready for it.
Yeah, it was really gray and nasty. Well, let's talk about some celebrity birthdays today. Stephen Curry.
Yeah.
I know.
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry is 37.
Only like I'm gonna blow the comments up because people are gonna be like, oh, he's not, but my man can shoot a basketball. I mean,
Oh,
from
it's a sports
anywhere.
person.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, look at
That
that.
explains it, guys.
And Albert Einstein.
And Albert Einstein, yes, very smart guy. And then we have Eva Longoria. She is known for Desperate Housewives, right?
A bunch of things, but yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And Rob Lowe will turn 61 on the 17th.
But never ages.
Nope.
Then we have Kurt Russell, who's 74 in one of my favorite movies, Tombstone, and a ton of other movies. But great movie.
Adam Levine
Levine.
Levine. I'm killing the names today. But I can say Maroon 5 like no one's business. Also American Idol.
And then on Wednesday the 19th, it's Bruce Willis, American classic. He just, Die Hard, gotta love it. I see dead people,
Oh yeah, but he didn't say that, didn't?
No, it was the little boy that said that. But he was in that movie.
Was that Macaulay Culkin? I don't know.
No, it's not Macaulay Culkin.
Okay. On the 20th.
Do not do a trivia night pop culture with Rachel. Do not do it. If she asks you, you simply say no.
You're in charge of snacks. On the 20th, Barron Trump turns 19.
That's amazing. I remember he's just a little bitty kid. Now he's a big old tall guy.
Yes.
And then we got Fred Rogers, also known as Mr. Roger. It is his birthday this coming up week. And sadly, he passed away in 2003, but I love some Mr. Rogers. Then we have to thank our sponsors, which is Superior Overhead Door,
Titan Media Works,
Info Rule Social Media,
615 Insurance,
Achieve Entrepreneur Center,
and Hemispheres Wine Bar.
Yeah, and we love Hemisphere Wine Bar. And if you would like, sorry. That's your part. I stepped on your toes.
No, usually I say come on in, but it's all right. We share. Well, we're gonna head over to one of our most favorite parts of the show, which is talking about events. And you know what I always say: if you can't find something to do this weekend in Murfreesboro, you're not looking hard enough, and you're not watching our show.
Yeah, there is plenty to do here in this week. We got a lot of events going on. So on the 14th, we have Black and White in Color. That's tonight. Check out the dynamic works of Chevrolet-based artist Raymond Nadeau.
So we're killing the names today.
Killing it.
Kill it.
Black and White in Color. It exhibits at the Washington Theater lobby inside of Patterson Park Community Center. Reception tonight at from 6 to 7 p.m. And then the exhibit will be viewed until April 10th, so you don't want to miss that.
Fantastic. On the 15th, Murfreesboro Pie Festival at Hop Springs. The Murfreesboro Pie Festival is coming up tomorrow at Hop Springs. There will be all kinds of fun activities for the whole family, including a petting zoo, a bouncy house, and much more. They'll have some booths out there with people selling their wares. They'll have homemade goods, boutique treasures, and plenty of delicious eats. I'm sure there'll be some pie. Swing by between 10 and 4, and let's support our local businesses.
I did go to the Oreo Fest, by the way.
You did?
There, yeah, so the Pie Fest should be pretty great too, guys. Then on the 14th, they have the annual special kids race. That's coming up tomorrow beginning at, the 15th. The 14th annual special kids race. There we go, got my dates they were all lined up there wrong. It's coming up on Saturday at 7 a.m. You can join on the 14th annual special kids race. The course begins at the Murfreesboro Medical Center and guiding you through a scenic flat route. So if you don't like hills, it's very flat, nothing too strenuous, the historical Stones River battlefield. So you can make your way through there to the beautiful Gateway Island. And then in addition to the race, there will be family fun zone, refreshments, activities of all ages. Sign up to the 15K, the 10K, the 5K, or the 1K family fun walk. The links will be in the description below.
Have you ever done that?
I have not done it yet. I'm not much of a runner.
Well, I don't run. Somewhere I was listening to a speaker, and he said if both of your feet are off the ground at the same time, even if it's a slow jog, that's running. So I run.
I traditionally run if I'm being chased.
Yes, or there's a sale. We love talking about animals, and we're so proud to help some animals get adopted. So this event is near and dear to our heart, the Rutherford County Cat Rescue Adoption Fair on Sunday. Come out and show love for our Purple Paws partner at the Rutherford County Cat Rescue Adoption Fair. You'll meet adorable cats from RCCR, and each one is ready to find its forever home.
We've had a couple of cats on the show from them.
Yes, join us at Pet Supply Plus in East Murfreesboro from 1 to 3, and I hope to see you there.
Yeah, and then on the 18th, we have a veteran meetup at Single Tree Barbecue. All veterans can join the folks at Single Tree Barbecue for a veterans meetup this Monday at 5 p.m. There will be serving up free wings for veterans and $3 American Rebel 16-ounce cans. Come out and connect with your fellow vets.
I guess Charlie's going to be on our show soon.
Yeah, he's going to be on our April 4th show, so you can learn a little about Single Tree. If you've not been there, just...
Oh, I have. It's wonderful, wonderful
food. His barbecue is phenomenal. His wings, they're so good. Making myself hungry.
We'll have the links to this and all our other events in the description below.
Yeah, and then we have a big event down here in Murfreesboro.
Friday downtown after 5. Finally, step into historic Murfreesboro. Shop, dine, and feel the live beat of our community. Discover the vibrant heart of our incredible downtown. Our event is tonight, and Sarah Callender from Main Street Murfreesboro is going to be here to tell us about this event and so much more after the message.
I was going to do it, actually, and then
You worried about tonight's weather?
I'm worried about the weather, so I might not be there, but it's a good thing to go to, for sure.
We'll watch it closely.
Yeah, right.
All right. We'll be back after this commercial.
And we are back, and we're back with Sarah Callender, which we've had on the show before with Main Street in Murfreesboro, and we're so happy that she is here today because she's going to talk to us about everything going on in Main Street. We got a big season coming up for you guys, and then we had a big event, so let's talk about all that stuff.
Okay, where do you want to start?
Let's start with the 40th.
Start with the weather.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Well, Lance, I want to correct you because the weather's looking great today. I have checked, and just a little bit of wind, but there's no rain.
And guess what? If it does rain a little bit, you can go inside and shop.
Yes.
You can come to Hemispheres.
That's right. For
Have
the
some wine.
downtown after 5. And you're right, it's the very first one this year, formerly known as Sip, Shop, and Stroll.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a lot of people that ask me that because
Yes.
I'm a member with Main Street, and so I'm like downtown after 5. I'm like, what? And I'm like, shop, shop, and stroll, and they're like, sit, shop, and stroll, and they're like, oh,
Yes.
and I'm like, yeah.
It takes a couple of years.
Yeah, catch on. But yeah, I mean, I've done it several times with my business, and it is a good event and tons of people,
It is
lots
great.
of fun.
So
And-
all the retail businesses stay open from 5 to 8 p.m. And then what's cool too is like people like you, in service and sales and things like that, will open up and spaces will open and allow vendors to come in. So we have some extra pop-up vendors that will be in different locations. So make sure to check out our website and you'll see the list of all the businesses
Yeah.
that will be open.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's talk a little bit about your big event that you had. You had the 40th anniversary. That's
It was
amazing.
great. So Main Street Murfreesboro was started in 1985. We're an accredited Main Street program with the National Main Street organization. And last year I realized this is our 40th anniversary.
Wow.
So we've been doing lots of research and just trying to figure out who it was that started, who was on the first board and the businesses that came together. And so if you go to our website, we have the story written and all the people that were a part of it in the 1980s. But the event last week was really cool because we were able to honor 13 businesses that have been open since the beginning of the 1900s all the way to the
Wow.
1970s. There's 13 of them that maybe the name changed, but they stayed in that industry and sold the
Wow.
business. So that's amazing that 13 businesses are still open from the 1900s.
That's insane. I had no idea.
I didn't either. That's pretty fantastic. Was Haynes Hardware one of
Yes.
them? Yeah, that's what I was
Yes, they
thinking.
were, and Big B Cleaners and
Yeah.
Palace Barber Shops. There's some, and
Yeah.
even Junior's Foodland used to be H.G. Hill
Yeah.
on the square. So
Oh,
there's lots
wow.
of stories where maybe names changed and you don't realize it's the same business.
That
Wow.
is super cool.
That's really cool. I'll tell you, Holden's Hardware, if you're trying to find those hard to find items that nobody else carries in Murfreesboro, like the big box stores, and you just can't find that one particular thing that maybe you live in an older house, they always have that kind of stuff over there, always.
Well, the other thing, if you go to, Schloem Schlipo, big box store, and you need help, there's nobody there. It's like deserted land. And if you go into Haynes Hardware, they actually know what you have. They can help you. And they always
true.
have the best slides when it snows.
You can't put
Or
one foot in the
not
door
slide,
without somebody saying,
sled.
hey, can I help you?
That's how it is all downtown. Even here in Hemispheres Wine, all the restaurants and the bakeries, you get to know the owners when you
Yeah.
walk in.
Right.
And their purpose is to serve the community. And so that's why it's important to support small businesses.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing to have this, and you guys that are helping back those businesses and push them out
Yes.
and grow awareness, and you encourage new entrepreneurs to come in with their new businesses. Even though we have plenty of older businesses that have been around for a long time, you guys are always encouraging new businesses to come in, and small businesses and medium-sized businesses to grow in our community.
Right. Last year alone, we had over 10 new businesses that
Wow.
started downtown. So, just this year, this is March, we've
Right.
already had multiple businesses open. A new restaurant, there's a new clothing boutique that's opened up on the square. So
Don't
if
tell
you
me
haven't-
about that.
If you haven't been downtown, you should come tonight and just walk around and
Yeah.
see what's new.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk a little bit about the season, what's coming. One of my favorite things, my wife's favorite things is the farmers market.
Oh,
We're ready for
yes,
that to
the
come
farmers
back.
market.
And every week we go and get us a watermelon over there because my wife loves watermelon. So
Yeah.
so we get us one of those once a week and we cut it up. And
I'm
she
about
says,
those fresh eggs.
Oh yeah.
That's my
Lots of
favorite.
eggs. Yes. So the market does start the very first Saturday in May, and it runs May through October. But it's hopping in May because everybody's been waiting for it to come back. But the market manager, we do a great job. She does a great job of making sure all the spots are filled. So there's over 75 vendors. So you're going to
Wow.
find something, whether it's fresh vegetables or fruit, whatever's in season. But you're also going to find interesting things. You just have to make it, bake it, or grow it yourself. And all of the vendors are from Middle Tennessee. So there's something, even for little kids, there's something for everyone. And it's just a sense of place. A lot of people come, they'll have breakfast downtown, walk around a couple of times just to hang out with friends and family. It's something
Yeah.
to do. Sit, in the grass of the courthouse and
And then
just enjoy.
The bagels when you walk in, they're phenomenal first of
Yeah.
all, but they're 50 yards backed up in a line
know.
always, and I'm sweating, going as fast as I can to get them out.
Everybody.
But they're amazing. So good food, you can come get your breakfast, get your coffee and stuff. You know,
We
you
always
don't-
run into somebody that we know when we're
Always.
there.
Always.
Yes.
It is, I agree, that sense of community, it really builds up.
And the whole purpose of doing the market, well, one, it supports farmers in our area, but also it brings people downtown.
Yeah.
So the whole point of Main Street is to expose the community and tourism to our
Yes.
historic downtown
Yes.
to support the small businesses that are here. And so we have an average of 2,000 people every Saturday
Yeah, I
come
would believe it.
downtown. And so it really helps these small businesses that are located here, because when the market's not open, the downtown can be kind of quiet on a Saturday morning.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Especially when it's cold.
yes.
Especially when it's cold. Sometimes it is a little chilly, but typically it warms up by the time, it's mid-morning, so it's not too bad. So we have more than the farmer's market,
That's
though.
right.
There's all types of events that you
There's music.
There is music.
I'm so glad that is still here.
It is, and so that starts it's, a lot of people think it's always the first Friday, but it's not.
Oh.
And this year it is actually, you just need to look at our calendar, okay? Because
Visit the
it's kind of
website.
confusing, but it is one Friday every month, June through September.
Okay.
A lot of second Fridays, because like 4th of July kind of falls on a Friday,
yeah.
and in June we had to do the second Friday. So we're working with the courthouse and when we can get bands and all that
Yeah.
stuff. But we've got a great lineup. It's on our website. We've got a little bit of everything. We've got a little country, a little R&B, a little, big band music with big orchestra. So it's going to be fun. Oh, and 80s. We even have a really big 80s band coming.
That's fantastic. It
I
seems
like
like the events that you guys are putting on are predominantly family friendly.
They all are.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could bring your grandma or your baby. Yeah.
Well, my girlfriend and I were talking, and I didn't talk to you about this ahead of time, so I'm springing it on you,
Okay.
but we have decided that we need a boutique-style hotel on the square. So investors, I think that would
That's
bring...
actually in the works.
Oh, I
Yes.
didn't know that.
Yeah, so you've probably heard of the daylighting of the town creek
Yes.
across Broad Street where Cannonsburg is. Across that, where city water was, and WGNS on Vine Street. So that whole block is called the Keystone Project, and that's going through city council right now, but they're going to tear down the city buildings that are there, and they're going to build it's called the Keystone Project, where it will be a mixed-use development. So there'll be condos, apartments, and businesses on the bottom, and a parking garage. And there is a section that would be a boutique hotel. Now, that's not been approved yet, but that they're working with hotel companies to...
I think it would
Yeah.
really bring tourists downtown.
Yeah.
And it would be cute.
Oh, yeah. It would be great. We need a hotel.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100% because there's nothing downtown that you can go and stay and be in the heart of
Right.
Murfreesboro. It's all kind of on the outskirts, edges, off the interstates, but there's nothing where you can just experience that, get up,
Right.
have
be
your
able to
coffee
walk.
in the morning, walk over, if you want your coffee, walk over to Brasshorn and
Yeah.
have your coffee or something like that, and then go somewhere else and get some breakfast if you wanted to, if you didn't get it there. It'd be really good to have something like
Yeah,
that.
the more people are wanting to live downtown across
Yeah.
the country, and so they're really looking at building more condos and apartments in the downtown to make it a walkable space, because that would help the businesses and it would
Right.
just help our community.
Well, real quick before we wrap up, let's throw everything out there. We got the music, we got that's coming, we've got farmers market. Is there anything else that we missed?
Goodness, no, I don't think so. I'm sure there is.
It's on the website.
It's on the
Yes,
website.
make
Which
sure
we'll
you
list
follow.
below.
And follow our, we have 2 Facebooks and 2 Instagrams. One is just for the farmers market. It's very popular. So if you're at the market, you'll probably see your picture on that. So you want to follow that one. And then the Main Street, Murfreesboro.
Yep.
Yes, and all the information we post about new businesses, old businesses. We try to make sure that people understand what's downtown.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Sarah.
Thank
we
you
really
for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Always.
it's good to see you again. You were on our first show,
I
so
know,
it's
so
wonderful.
exciting. It's good to be back.
All right, well, up next we have the Purple Paws Pet of the Week. This week's Pet of the Week comes to us from Lifehouse Pet Finder. Meet Kayak. Kayak is a young and playful boy. He excuse me, was from their Alaska litter, which were all primarily white German Shepherd mixes. He gets along well with other dogs. They feel that he would do best in a home with older children that can keep up with his energy.
And if you think you'd like to adopt Kayak, reach out to Lifehouse Pet Finder. And for more information, you can find that on our links below.
Yes, and we have our second guest here today, James Irby, who owns Sensory Space. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here.
So let's jump right in. What is Sensory Space?
Sensory Space is a unique, one-of-a-kind thing my wife and I made, inspired by our daughter, our oldest daughter. It has autism. She's non-speaking. So it's essentially a mobile sensory room that we'll take to community events, churches, schools, therapy centers, birthday parties, just for fun. Anybody that wants to have fun will enjoy it.
Wow.
What is, so for people that don't know what a sensory room is,
Yeah.
can you tell us what it looks like inside?
Basically, it's a calming environment, lots of soothing sounds, lights, interactions. It's a place where you kind of just can reset, recharge, get back to square one when the world's a little too much for you at the moment.
I saw pictures of the inside of it, and it looks super cool. It looked like something I would enjoy. I'd just be
Oh yeah. Anyone who's seen it has loved it. It would be cool for anybody. You know, it's designed for children with those needs, special needs, autism, any other sensory processing disorder. But like you said, anyone would step inside and kind of be in awe, or a sense of wonder would come over. It's really cool.
It's really cool. So what is the mission of your business then? You talked a little bit about what you do and what it is, but who are you trying to reach? And
We
what are you
just
trying to do?
want to help the community be more inclusive. We've lived the life. Our daughter's about to turn 7. She was diagnosed during the pandemic in 2020. So that, of course, was its own reason for people kind of being secluded and isolated, but then this was another compounding reason. It's difficult with a special needs child to do things. Eventually, church becomes harder, community events become harder, birthday parties, friends and family. The kid either is having a difficult time, or maybe they're just bored, it's not their thing. And you eventually, over time, sort of start leaving early, and then you stop going. Maybe invites stop showing up as much from the friends and family you have. So we just feel this thing that we made would be really cool, that if it was at those things, was an option for the people who throw those things, and you would have a space for your person that you love, your loved one. So you could kind of go there, escape, unwind, recharge.
Yeah, something that comes to my mind when you're talking about this is like a lot of times you go to events and there are bounce houses, but kids with maybe autism may not do well
No,
at a
or
bounce
just
house, but something that you
Kids
do.
in general.
Yeah,
Not
some
everybody
kids,
likes a bounce house.
Right, exactly. So it can be overwhelming no matter diagnosis.
Yeah.
Especially when you have a diagnosis like that, those things tend to be overwhelming. There's too much going on, too much sounds, too much activity, too much social interaction, fear maybe, but something more their style, tucked away in the corner. You've spent a little bit of time in what we made, you're going to feel so much better, and maybe you can stay with your family at that event an extra hour or so, whereas before you guys would have been saying your goodbyes, like, hey, we got to go.
And I can imagine too, sometimes at events like that, you have kids that are, all sugared up and they've had everything. There's a lot of people there and they get overstimulated, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so they could probably, if they're in that throw a fit crying moment, but you still want to entertain them, be like, all right, instead of let's do this, let's go over here and go in here. And it's like a calming, it gets their attention
Reset.
to something else,
Yep.
a reset button.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, we like to say it's for all ages and abilities, so it doesn't
That's
matter if
amazing.
you've been diagnosed or if you're a child. Everyone needs a break, needs an escape. It doesn't matter those things. So it's just, we're ready for people to know we're here and let it be used throughout town. We're going to be at the Special Kids Race tomorrow,
Fantastic.
Saturday. Hopefully weather holds
Yes.
out on that. And maybe Jazz Fest. We're in talks to be at Jazz Fest too
Awesome.
next month. Maybe.
Before the show, you shared a story about a birthday party that you guys set
yeah.
up at. Why don't you tell everybody about that? Because I think that's a very good story.
Our first paid booking was for a birthday party, and when you self-book on our website, we have a little form that sends out, like, what's the reason, and they chose birthday party, and they described a 1-year-old daughter, and I was like, oh, interesting that they would book us. But in the description, they said it's actually their 5-year-old autistic son. They wanted something for him to do during that birthday party for her, and that just was unexpected, especially on our very first thing. We thought that was the sweetest thing in the world. They were thinking of the child whose birthday it wasn't. And even with that expectation, when we went to the party, we thought maybe mom and dad would come and go with him throughout the party. Maybe someone else would come in, check it out, and leave. But we were parked outside their house for 2 hours, and it was like a clown car. Everyone just kept piling into the thing. And I would look, and no one's really leaving. And I was like, how many people are in there? I was trying to count. And they spent pretty much that whole birthday party as a family, and friends would show up, later as they do. And they just kept piling in. Everyone loved it. And the boy had a great time. And it was just really sweet to see that they thought of him when it wasn't even his big day.
Yeah.
And so
It's definitely the inclusion you were talking about.
Yeah.
We want, inclusion in the community, and they did that in their family, which is great, but we want it to also be available for the community, the school systems, our churches. If you don't have this type of room in your physical place, give us a call, check us out, we'll come over, put up a little sign, need a sensory break, just point to where we're at, and we're fully accessible, so it doesn't matter. We've got, wheelchair accessibility. We've got wireless controllers, so if you can't reach the interactions on some of the equipment we have these things we can put in your lap. We had someone at Liberty Station. I don't know if, I can't remember his name, but he was a sweet boy. He was in a chair, and he couldn't do much, but the fact that we put it on his lap, and he had that option, to make the bubbles do a new burst on the panel or to change the colors. It was just cool to see it in real life and not just in my brain,
Yeah.
So
That's really amazing. That's something I honestly have never thought of, and I've honestly never seen it. So I've never seen.
Yeah.
I've seen sensory rooms before for people, and I've heard of that, but I've never seen anybody do one in a trailer that they can bring to your event, and be a part of the community like that anywhere at any time.
That's next level in a birthday party.
I know, right?
How can we as a community help you out?
Well, what we're really looking for in the local community is, more awareness that we exist, because we want to get involved in the bigger events as well. But also, there's a lot of smaller nonprofits that do great things that maybe don't have access to, big budgets to pay for some cooler things. Like our thing is more of a premium thing. I kind of went overboard making it with all the cool stuff out there in the world, but we hope to maybe through awareness, not only just, go to the birthday parties and the schools and therapy centers, but maybe these nonprofits that do great things, if they could find, the right sponsor to afford to bring us out, to, get us to where they're doing things. That's a big dream of mine with it, because when bigger nonprofits reach out, they have the budget, or maybe they, could receive an in-kind donation from us because we want people to know about us because we're new. But I see the future where so many nonprofits want us, and if they had somebody, with a bit enough, heart and the ability to sponsor them, we could come.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. If you're going to the Special Kids race, make sure that you stop by and see James.
Check us out.
And see his booth. And we're so appreciative of you being here today. We really do appreciate your time and what you're doing for the community. It means a whole lot.
And we're going to put a link to your website. And I did hear that there was a really cool video on Facebook. So make sure you guys check out all of his stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, guys, stop. Don't scroll just yet. We'll be right back after this message. And we are back.
Yes.
We had a great show this week.
We did. We had a little rough start. We had trouble with names.
We did. We had some names. Don't tell us to play the name game because we'll screw it up.
Yes, and no pop culture for me.
Yeah. And remember, guys, if Rachel is trying to get you to do a trivia night on pop culture with her, it is literally a trap. She knows nothing and she's using you.
I just want to win. I just want to win.
She is using you to win. 'Cause she does not know. But next week we have more events coming up. We have more awesome guests coming up.
And more fun, right? And more names for us to try to nail down.
I'll drop a little hint for next week's episode out there because some people might watch this that are getting married. It would be a really good episode to watch if you're going to get married this year or in the near future next week.
Yes.
Little Easter egg for everybody. Yeah. we have to thank our sponsors. We have Spirit Overhead Doors,
Titan Media Works,
Info Social Media,
615 Insurance,
Achieve Entrepreneur Center,
and Hemispheres, where you should be tomorrow or tonight.
Yeah. You come here tonight, pack the room out.
Yes. I would recommend the bubbly.
The bubbly. I like wines, so
Yeah.
I like alcohol.
I don't discriminate on grapes.
I like wines.
Yeah.
Wines. They're really good. Come here, enjoy the wine.
And you get educated a little bit about the wines, and the wine flights, they all marry together perfectly. It's like a recipe.
Yeah, and then also make sure you go back and watch our replays because we have awesome episodes, cool things that you can go back and see. Like James today, there's all types of people in our community that do cool things like that. Sarah that's talking about events. Our first episode ever was with Sarah. Go back and watch that one because
Bless her heart.
you get to see all about.
We were bad.
You're not supposed to tell anybody, Rachel.
Oh, that was a challenging episode, but we made it.
Hey, growing pains, and we've come a long ways.
Yes. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment.
Absolutely. And then also we have to thank our staff. We have our wonderful producer, Neil, that puts up with us. And Neil's aged 10 years just from dealing with us.
Maybe. And he has been really good about bloopers. So if you're following us on social media, then you can see wonderful bloopers that he puts out, whether we like it or not.
Tank the Hank. And then we have the Hemispheres Wine Bar. We love them so much.
Yes.
I can't say enough good things about them. And from all of us here at Good Morning Murfreesboro, we wish you a great weekend.
Yes, and if you're going to do it in Murfreesboro, do it downtown.